What's good, y'all? Welcome to the second episode of our show, the Black Experience Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Jones. Joining me, we have...
What up, y'all? I'm Nate.
What's up, y'all? I'm Willie.
Hey, everybody. I'm Ryan.
All right. Now, if this is your first time joining us, let me give you a quick rundown about what the show is. Each episode, usually around 5 Black college students join together to discuss entertainment news, nerd culture topics, before diving into a weekly book club review of a TV show, movie, comic, or manga we decide to read or watch that week. This episode, we'll be talking about portrayals of Black people in cartoons and finishing off our conversation about the final 5 episodes of Dear White People. So, I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling like this episode is going to be pretty good. I feel like the topic should be strong, and those last 5 episodes, especially the first 2 that we watched, I think there's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree with that, for sure.
Alright, so as far as the topic, the portrayals of Black people in cartoons, what are you guys thinking about that? See, what started me with this conversation, or wanting to do this as a topic, earlier this week, I saw, and I'll add this in the description of the SoundCloud update, or YouTube, I saw a post of this picture, and someone posted something on Tumblr, talking about how they draw Black characters, and they said that to make sure that when you draw a Black character and you're drawing a Black hand, make sure you color one side of the hand black and then the other side a lighter color, just like how our hands are in real life. But someone else on the website came and commented on that and said, don't put this whitewashing expletive on my feed. And then they compared coloring the palm of the hand lighter to Mammy Two Shoes from Tom and Jerry. I'm not sure if you guys remember who that is.
Yes.
Like the black lady from...
The maid, right?
The maid from Tom and Jerry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
I think that's elite, bro. That's...
Yeah, so like what I was thinking with that is, like, is it racist to draw Black characters with Black features? Like realistic Black features. Like if you want to draw
Black characters with their with their real self, like, why should that be racist, or why should that be considered a form of racism? That's how they, if that's how we look in real life, that's how we should be portrayed
as a cartoon,
like in film, or yeah.
But I feel like it's like it's not racist, but to a certain extent, because like if you have like a cartoon character with like humongous lips that take up his whole face, that's completely racist.
Okay, like that. Like I thought we were just...
Yeah, like for like the older cartoons, like when the like Hanna-Barbera, Chuck Jones era, like the old school Looney Tunes, where they would draw Black characters and they just draw like light circles, like pink circles for their lips, and that's it.
That is racist.
But I think we've moved away from that like entirely. I don't really see many depictions like that.
Yeah,
don't see too many. Not too many depictions like that anymore.
Yeah, like they're normally pretty fair. Their lips are darker, even if they are larger, and it looks right. I feel like if you draw a Black character and they don't have large lips, it looks odd to me.
It definitely does.
Like one example that I can think of is Gerald from Hey Arnold. Like he doesn't have the larger lips, and it just looks somewhat off. But there's other shows like Recess. I can't remember that character's name, but they draw him with the fuller lips.
I haven't seen Gerald in a minute. Oh well. Yeah, it does look a little odd. But I also Gerald and Hey Arnold, I feel like everybody had those kind of just line lips.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were trying to keep, except for Helga, right? She was the only one that actually had like a protruding lip.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a pouty lip.
Yeah.
that was my show. I love it.
That was a good show. I don't think it is racist to portray Black characters in cartoons with their actual features. If that's how, like, just bouncing off of what Nate said, if that's how we are in real life, then I don't think there's necessarily a problem with us being portrayed like that in cartoons. Going off to what you said with the lighter hand thing, just looking at that picture, it looked incredibly odd. It didn't look right. Like, it doesn't look like, I feel when you look at our hands, the change in color isn't like that drastic.
Yeah, that drastic. There is kind of.
It's not like.
Yeah, it's really not.
It's not really that drastic.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That picture right there kind of looked like a monkey's hand.
It
It looks like
odd.
a monkey's hand.
That
like,
picture does look odd.
That's what.
That looks horrible.
That's what I said. It's like
Yeah.
it's racist, but like to a certain extent. Like,
Yeah. And I feel like I should also say, like, going back to that picture, the person that posted the picture originally was a black female, and the person that commented saying that this was whitewashing was also a black female. So,
I mean,
put a little more context.
It just shows the show, I guess. You know, it's a lot of, what's the right word, like, opinions, I guess. I'm trying to see, like about yeah, he's the worst. It's just not coming to me.
yeah. But, so,
Come back to me.
come back to you. Did you have something to say?
I do have a question, real quick. How does everybody here feel about like the Cleveland show and shows like Boondocks and the Cleveland show? Well, I feel like Boondocks is more of a satire type thing, and it's written by Aaron Magruder, I think, and he's a black artist. And then the Cleveland show isn't, and it's just meant to be funny. But how do you guys feel about those shows in particular? Since we are talking about black cartoon characters.
Well, the character Cleveland, he's played by a white guy.
He's voiced by a white guy?
Yeah, he's voiced by a white guy.
See, I never even really gave the Cleveland show a chance.
Yeah, I don't like the Cleveland show.
What, Seth
MacFarlane?
Seth MacFarlane.
MacFarlane?
Yeah.
Said Tom MacFarlane.
Yeah, I don't like the Cleveland show at all. Family Guy's better.
I think that's kind of the show is kind of racist, to be honest.
Is it?
It's just like
Is it just like strictly like
I feel like
going on
it's like-
stereotypes?
Yeah, strictly on stereotypes.
it's not even a black version. Like, it's not even a black show of
Yeah, it's not.
Family Guy. Like,
It's really
just,
not. It's just
It's
like,
just like it though, but it's still the same racist.
Do you guys think that's wrong though? Because
the way that
I mean, you can also
portrayed-
say that like Family Guy is just dumb Americans, so they're just talking about dumb Americans.
yeah. But then why did you have to go and make the Cleveland show though? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's hilarious because they really push it, you know, and it's like they do it just to see how far we're gonna let them go.
Yeah.
You know, and in a sense it's hilarious, but it's like, all right, you know what's happening.
So, thinking about the Cleveland show, so the baby. Does anyone know the baby's name in the show?
I can tell you. What is his name?
His name-
RJ? No.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, okay. His name doesn't really matter for this,
RJ.
but what I'm thinking of, like, this baby, he has an afro. Why is it every time that black people, or not every time, but so often when black people are drawn in animation, that they have afros? Like, why can't we have other hairstyles? Is it just... You guys have any thoughts on that?
Sorry, but the baby name was Raylo.
Raylo.
Hello. Okay.
It's a great name.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know. I actually never really.
Like,
It never really like
Gerald,
crossed my mind.
Even
Gerald with his little high
yeah.
top.
If it's are we saying like anime or just
I'm sticking to Western cartoons for this, so just like
Western
American cartoons.
Okay.
Why do they always have the afro?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never really thought about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't
maybe
even notice
because
that.
of
I mean, yeah, you don't even notice it because it's just something that we're
Revolution,
so
I guess, or
used to.
something like that. Like all those afros, like that considered Marshall Mathers and all that type of stuff.
Because the only
Oh, that's
hairstyle that I can think of off the top of my head, Static Shock, he had.
Oh,
He
had
had
his lo-
cornrows.
Yeah, he had his locks, but
Yeah,
like that's the
locks.
only thing that I can think of that are
True.
outside of
Oh, and then Boondocks, he had the Riley has the
the cornrows.
cornrows.
Yeah,
so,
but those are
those
like,
are the
drawn
only
by
true.
black artists.
You're right. I don't know. Maybe that's
that's why they're drawn by.
yeah. They're drawn by.
They're made by white people.
So they just see us as
They think that's like one of the. That's probably. I mean, going on something I said last time, like, I don't know, have you ever noticed how they love touching
Yeah.
our hair? So I
Yeah,
mean, I feel as if it's like
Even
that's something that they really only see.
Yeah.
Like we see all kinds of different hairstyles and they see just like in Afro. I
Like,
guess. I don't know. I don't.
It's like they only see like afro and braids. Like you can even look at Codename Kids Next Door, and you can see like the black girl. Like she had the braids.
Yeah.
What number was she?
And that's number 5?
Yeah, number 5. She had the braids and she had the attitude. So it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and why is it always like that? They always have the attitude. They're always
Stereotypes.
into dancing.
Yeah, that is not that is
Just
whitewashing.
putting
That
some
is stereotype. Yeah, that is. Wow.
It
You
is.
describe it like that. I mean,
Well, now that you say it like that.
even Rugrats, bro. You see little Susie, like she even had like the long braids. So it's just like, yeah, it's very relevant.
her birds was nappy too.
Nappy too, right? Like
Nappy
it was
braids.
very
I
relevant.
mean, yeah.
Very
But then when
relevant.
you also think about it, something the little black boy in Fairly Odd Parents, he was actually different from
Yeah,
the whole-
AJ.
He was different from how everybody else was portrayed.
that's true.
He was actually the
Pretty
nerd.
smart
Yeah.
guy, nerd.
Nerd. And he was
on
kinda
roll all the
shy.
time, the smartest
Yeah.
character.
He was shy, didn't really get girls. That
Yeah.
type of person. Didn't have much of an attitude either, so he was portrayed differently. So I guess it's not always.
Yeah, it's definitely not always, but
And he was
most
bald,
of the
too.
time it is like that. Because I mean AJ, and then we have Danny Phantom.
I don't remember that one. But
I think
know
he
what
was
you're
kind
talking
of he was nerdy, but
And then you had like on Jimmy Neutron. You remember Libby,
Libby.
black girl with the braids.
No, I don't remember Libby. I don't remember Jimmy Neutron at all. I didn't like that movie. And then I never gave the show a chance. I never gave that a chance.
Yeah, his name was AJ.
Yeah, for Fairly Odd Parents. Man. But so what were you looking at? What were you looking for?
he mentioned Libby and everything, but what I wanted to talk about with AJ specifically was like in the way he was, because we were talking about hairstyles as well, and just the way that we're usually portrayed in shows. I feel like AJ just breaks that norm completely. Like, he's the nerd, doesn't get girls, he's shy, not very talkative. He's one of Timmy's outcast friends, and he's bald too.
Yeah, he's bald.
Yeah,
completely bald. Completely bald. I don't know.
But was his parents like
Around?
No, I think his parents were around.
Were
weren't
they?
they?
Yeah.
No, but they were really.
They never portrayed his.
No, the only episode that I remember seeing his parents, and this is the only episode I really remember seeing anybody's parents other than Timmy's, was the episode where they had like the battering rams, and they're like, "I'm knocking on your door to show respect, but I'm coming in anyway."
Okay.
No one else remembers that. I don't know. That's like the episode that I remember the best. That's Fairly Odd Parents.
No, like okay, just the.
Oh no! He did have.
Yeah,
I
he had
remember.
parents.
I remember his parents.
And his
'cause I
parents
remember
were
his-
intelligent too.
I remember his dad, cause like I'll never forget his. If it'll load, that's not it.
That's not it at all.
That's definitely not it.
Yeah. But so something else that I also did you find it?
Nah, go ahead.
Something else that I also wanted to talk about was the concept of racial coding in cartoons. So I'm going to read a quick definition of this because I understand that that's not something that everyone knows off the top of their head and something that I had to look at myself. So racial coding is assigning characteristics from a racial or ethnic group, be it physically, linguistically, or culturally, to a non-human character, be they biotic or abiotic. So off the top of my head, again, like the examples that I think of are Garnet from Steven Universe and Speedy Gonzalez. So where they're really like pushing these stereotypes on a character where it really doesn't belong at all. Where Speedy Gonzalez is wearing his sombrero and saying things that he probably shouldn't be saying. Garnet is seen as, a strong black woman with her afro and cool and collected the entire time. How do you guys feel about racial coding in characters? So just assigning a race to a character that really doesn't need it. It doesn't help develop it or anything.
I don't think it's necessary, but I also think something that does come into play is, because a lot of these are cartoons as well, something that does come into play, the voice actor. Because the voice actor's race is, I feel, is going to portray within that character. I mean, not necessarily because, people, well, depending on where you grow up, no matter like what your race is, where you grew up is really going to affect how you play that character. So I feel like how that person is in real life is going to portray onto that character. So I don't think it's necessary, but it's really evident in Speedy Gonzalez?
Speedy Gonzalez,
that's really evident, and that's super forced, and I don't think that's necessary.
And it's like even as a kid, I'm watching that, it's like, I mean, I'm not really thinking anything of it, but I look at it now, I'm like, was that cool?
Yeah, it doesn't. I think that's super forced and not necessary at all. But when it comes to characters, I don't know. I've never really seen Steven Universe, but I've heard it was a good show. But I've never heard really negative things about Garnet. I feel like Garnet, maybe it's just the way her voice actors portray it. But then again, they went as far to give her an afro. You said.
Yeah. So. Do you know who Estelle is? Well, Estelle's a singer, and that's who voices Garnet in the show. I feel like you would know. She did a Kanye West song. You would know it if you heard it. But yeah, so racial coding, I think it's interesting. I have to say that I'm not really sure I can say that it's racist, because it is, these characters, if they're not human, and it is like a panda bear talking to us, or like a salt and pepper shaker, thinking of Blue's Clues. We need something that we can relate to for these characters. And this racial coding that they give them, these cultural traits that they write into these characters, it gives us something to be like, oh, I see that in my everyday life. Oh, that reminds me of this person. That reminds me of this person.
I agree with that, but I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Like Speedy Gonzalez, I actually think they went overboard with that one.
Okay, yeah.
I think they went overboard with that one. But then I'm also thinking of, since you said the Salt Shakers, I was thinking of Beauty and the Beast and the Lamp. It's not really like racial code, but he was supposed to be French.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got that vibe, and I didn't necessarily feel it was offensive.
Yeah.
They didn't take it to that next level.
So I think that's an important thing to think of, that there is, like with everything, there is a right and a wrong. Like, I wish you guys would have seen Steven Universe at least a little bit, but Garnet, I think that is a right way to do it. Speedy Gonzalez, like you're saying,
he's pushing it.
Not so much.
Yeah,
not so much. Not cool, Speedy. Not cool. Yeah, but what about, do you guys have anything else to say about that, or do you guys want to move into the book club discussion? I feel like
you
guys want to go on to okay. All right. So that's it for our Black Portrayals conversation. I think we might come back to this and talk about more specifically like Black cartoons, like the Proud Family. I think that can be its own episode. But so let's jump into the book club, where we talked about episode 6 through 10 of Dear White People. So to like help this conversation flow, I want to go in chronological order. So I want to talk about it episode by episode. So where we left off, Reggie in episode 5, Reggie's getting held up at gunpoint. He seems to be broken. And episode 6, he gets his spirits back up. I'm not sure if I agree with how he got his spirits back up, but he's happy again. So I'll let you guys jump in on that.
Reggie, he won. Episode 6, he won.
He was the man.
Yeah, he got what he wanted. I mean, and
he did. But with that being said, I don't like Sam at all. Like, I just the way Sam went about these last couple episodes. It was hard to kind of root for Sam. Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for her at times.
In episode 6, I thought she was gonna like actually get with Reggie and like stay with them. I didn't think she was gonna be,
wishy-washy.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. That comes up in a later episode, but we'll stick to this right now. Yeah, so Sam and Reggie, and not liking Sam. I almost felt like Sam was like fetishizing Reggie's pain. Like she
I feel like she just felt guilty for him. Like she just.
I think she was like she felt guilty for him, but she was attracted to that guilt.
But I mean, now that you say guilt, it has to be probably more guilt since she still left him anyway for
Yeah, I think that's, I mean, it's not real love, it's not real like care if it is a fetish. But what do you mean by guilt then?
Oh no, I feel like she used Reggie, like kinda, cause like you see her whole radio show, and it was a perfect time to like.
So you're saying that
get in good with him?
Yeah, she was trying to like give him what he wanted that night, so that he would come and be the face and the platform that she wanted him to be.
Yeah, that episode, it felt like she didn't really care about him at all, especially because previously when they were looking for Reggie, somebody in the episode explained, I forget what it was, the psychological thing. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She specifically explained that. I forget what it was.
Something about the victim.
Yeah.
Public victim.
Public victim. Yeah. Specifically explained that. They went to the poetry night and he said his poetry thing and, a closed space just so he could heal. And then she immediately was like, you got to say this to the world.
Yeah.
He's like, this is for me. And she was like, no, say it to the world. Like, that is. Exactly. That's not like if she actually cared for him, she would be like, okay,
I understand that you're shaking up right now.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in front of all these people.
Yeah, she would have definitely like been there for him. Like, okay, I understand that. Still, I mean, it is something that I think it was good that she pushed him to say it to people because in the show I think it was necessary for people to hear. But like with him grieving, I think she should have given him time. Be like, okay, I understand. It was a beautiful poem. Take your time, and if you change your mind eventually. Then yeah, but she was able to change his mind pretty quick, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know why? Because he was like, he liked her. So.
Oh yeah, obviously.
That's something he been wanting for all this time, and she knew that.
But she knows that, and why?
She piggyback off of that.
So she,
grimy girl.
Do what she do.
Grimy girl. Wow. Wow.
I mean, like every important character, like Sam has been with.
Yeah,
that's true.
In the show, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, she knows what she's doing. Like she.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I have to talk about that in the next part. Well, let me say this. Moving away from Sam and Reggie, something that I thought was really interesting when everyone went to go talk to the dean and Reggie didn't show up, and I think Sam said something about like, how would you feel if like this happened to Troy? And Troy's dad said, well, this wouldn't happen because I raised him.
It's an ignorant thought.
That's very ignorant.
That's a very ignorant thought.
Did you guys pick up on that when it happened?
Yeah.
I picked up.
Yes.
I just didn't. I was just like, well, he's really into himself.
Yeah.
He really thinks that he has full control over that boy. I mean, after a while, the boy gonna break, so he gonna lose that control.
It definitely was a little foreshadowing.
It was. It was.
So I mean,
a little.
Yeah, a whole lot of foreshadowing. Yeah, but like when we're watching this entire scene unfold with Reggie and Sam at the door, like, and the music starts coming up, and then Reggie walks into his room, and he's just like standing there. She slowly walks in, then like my heart just dropped when Gabe called.
And she put him on.
She looked at it,
and then she hung up.
And then hung up.
That's crazy. Like
that was terrible, man.
I feel for Gabe.
That was terrible.
That
really was terrible.
Like
as soon as she put that phone down, Reggie knew like what's up.
Yeah,
he knew what was up.
That's why exactly. Reggie felt like he had all the power in the world.
He was a man.
Dang,
poor Gabe, bro. He was having all kinds of visions and.
Oh, that was in the next episode.
Yeah,
but
that was
just a dramatic scene though.
It was
just drug out.
It was over the top.
Man,
over the top.
And then at the end of it all, she like looked right into the camera, like, y'all know what's about to happen right now.
If y'all serious.
But yeah, I guess we'll we'll move on to the episode that we were waiting for last episode when we recorded. The Gabe episode. Like Ryan was saying that he wanted to see a Gabe episode and learn more about him. So
I thought the episode was interesting. I mean, after that last episode, I definitely was feeling for Gabe just because, like, because he was that. I mean, I'm sure he was freaking out the entire time. He was calling her. She hung up on him, and we got to learn how Gabe really feels and interacts with his girlfriend, who is this person who is leading the entire black side of campus, and how he feels about all that and his difficulties with dealing with that. And also his difficulties just being in a relationship, period.
yeah.
So that was interesting to see how that was brought up. But yeah, like I said, I do definitely feel for Gabe. I feel like, I don't know, I felt like I don't understand how he could. Was this at the end of this episode when Reggie put his arm on
That was
Sam?
at the end of Gabe's episode, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was that's
You said you would have fought, right?
yeah, in my opinion, that's a fight on sight. That's a fight on sight.
No, but it's
I don't
like,
care about all the people
Yeah, I
in
don't
the
care.
background.
That's
But like, what is
everyone
it?
can
But
jump
at that
in.
point, though, like,
We went over the top just then, yeah.
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 Go on.
Oh, my bad. But if you fight him, like, what you gonna win? Like,
Nothing.
That was just disrespect.
It's disrespectful.
Like, I would just walk away if I
That's
was
what you
like,
say.
Pudding? No.
That's disrespectful. That's a fight on sight.
No, I think you would have.
You got the whole like black side of campus.
Yes,
bro. Like,
yes.
Doesn't matter.
Yes,
Like, that's-
my uncle used to tell me this, like, if you ever get like jumped or something, like you can be the only one person, but whatever all those other people, hundreds of other people are giving to you, you focus on that one person,
And you give everything to him.
and you give and you multiply all of that on that one person, and that's what it would have been.
Exactly.
Like
Right there. Right there.
Exactly.
that's just how it has to be.
That's how I was raised too.
But I do feel for Gabe. Gabe, he went through a lot.
Yeah,
He even went to like Sam's best friend.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
poured everything out to her.
And she's beating around the bush. At least she smiles at you. Like, who says that? Like
Really
be real.
smiles though.
Yeah.
It's a whole body smile. Like, what does that mean? That's not what I want to know. I want to know if she's.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed we never got an episode for her.
Yeah,
Actually, that was kind of her episode too, because like if you think about it, like,
mix, right?
it was split, kind of.
because she's like thinking like, oh, like Reggie's really like with Sam, like, and she's
Yeah.
going crazy over that, while
And she
Gabe
wants
is going
Reggie.
crazy over Sam. Like this.
Yeah, you're right. They did kind of split that episode. But with Gabe, at the beginning of the episode, something that I didn't even pick up on the first time I watched it, but Reggie's saying, like, I think Gabe was like checking in on him. He's like, "Is everything okay? Like, is everything good?" And then Reggie says, "Yeah, I think I got what I needed."
Oh, yeah.
And then he looks at Sam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was rough.
I didn't notice. Like I heard it, but like I didn't see how Sam looked at him. Did she look at
Yeah.
him any kind of way after he said that?
I don't really know.
Like,
I think she kind
Buddy,
of just.
Buddy knew he smashed.
Yeah,
He was
and
like, yeah. What's up now?
Yeah, you just said like I got what I needed, and he gave this little smile. I'm like, you're not slick. Like,
Wow.
He actually did. Give
but Gabe was trying to be so nice, and like Gabe was trying to be like, I understand, I
I got what I
trust.
needed.
Like,
Very true.
and that's what triggered them thoughts.
yeah, those
those scenes.
thoughts, those scenes were over the top.
Those were a bit.
I want to see your brown skin on my browner skin.
That was funny. That was funny because we watched. You saw that. You saw that episode without us, but we were watching it for the first time.
Yeah, what, in the
And like
ramen noodles?
you were just on your phone, like texting, and that scene came up, and you just said, "I want to see your brown skin on my brown skin." We're like, Willie, how did you know that?
I didn't know that.
What was happening?
Yeah, that scene was funny. The ramen noodles didn't make sense.
Yeah.
That part didn't make sense.
They're doing like strawberries and everything. There's just like a
Ramen noodles.
glob of noodles.
Yeah, that was.
Was that
weird.
like a little hit at, I guess, black people and
Yeah, if you think about it, like
what we
is that
eat
like
and the things that we decide to mix and, and stuff like that?
Is it? Maybe.
You know, spaghetti. And,
I thought it was
feel
just-
like, it's probably like that same type of stereotype.
like why did he have to do like the southern? Like why did they have to put like the southern
Why you put the acid?
yeah, the southern accent to like the stereo, like I don't know, to like the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like why did Gabe get put like in
That
his
was a
thoughts? Like
stereotype
that's
scene.
Yeah.
Now you think about it.
like that's how white people think of black people.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't even pick
I
up
didn't
on that,
pick
but
up on
Ramen
yeah.
and fruit. Like who puts ramen and fruit together? That's nasty. I wouldn't even think to put a fruit on my.
So you guys are saying that Gabe's like fantasies like had a little bit of racism in them. I mean, yeah, they're obviously over the top, but
but
had a little bit of like his true feelings towards black people.
Black people in a sense.
Yeah, it was stereotype. Like everything was old, like Southern. It had an accent. Like it was talking like they was back in slavery days and his thoughts. Like
Yeah, I mean they also did like Black Power, Black Panther style talk too.
Yeah, they also did.
He was like, "Come over, my Nubian queen."
Oh yeah.
But that's how he views them.
I remember that.
He views them as that.
Why can't they just like? Why can't he just think of them talking like regular people?
How she talks to him. That
Exactly.
Yeah, that is
True.
That's really interesting.
I didn't think of that.
I didn't even think about that at all.
Maybe that's like he probably like fantasizing what she wants.
Oh, maybe he thinks that's what she wants. Yeah, I didn't think about
that. So that's what she wants. So he's okay.
So would you guys say that Gabe is just
I don't know.
just overall insecure with their relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever secure with the relationship.
I mean, what was he right though to be insecure? Should he?
When you see like. I don't know, like, I feel like it's hard for him to fit in, like, to her life if you think about it.
I would say after he was watching her and Reggie together, you know, that was a lot.
I mean, that was after everything already happened, though. So there was
Yeah, but that's,
maybe you should have seen some stuff beforehand, but
Well, the way they made it seem in the first 5 episodes, it made it seem like Sam had no interest in Reggie at all.
yeah,
So then that 6th episode, it was like, what is going on?
it was just the pain thing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
She used him.
She did.
and yeah.
She did.
That's what really upset me about the whole scene when that happened, because it, like before in the last episode that we recorded, I said, yeah, Sam is one of the characters that I prefer in this show. Like, that didn't seem like something that was in her character. She seemed like she was trying to be like true to herself. Like, yes, she's gonna be on the black side of campus and like a revolutionary, like leading everyone, but she was still gonna have this relationship that she really cared about with this person who didn't exactly fit in with that life. And then that happened, and it was like, I don't want to watch the show anymore.
Yeah.
Did the show ever portray, like, how the campus view her for dating, like, a white guy?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think they just portrayed how the black community portrayed her. But it seemed like the important characters seemed to warm up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. The important characters seemed to embrace him.
Yeah, they definitely seemed to be friendly to him. They didn't seem to really like hate him or anything.
Especially Joelle, that's her friend's name, right? They seem to get really close on their little walk.
Yeah.
So, and she poured her heart out. Well, I won't say she poured her heart out, but she basically confessed that she loved Reggie. So, or had feelings for Reggie on there.
So, I guess we have to talk about this. Gabe calling the cops.
yeah.
I feel like it was nothing wrong with him calling the cops.
I don't think there was anything wrong with it either.
It's not.
The cops.
I won't say it's not anything wrong, but I just know you just like never call the cops unless, you know what I'm saying, like somebody dying. But even in then, that's none of your business. You still know you.
Yeah. But I feel like he was trying to
Do
like
what you gotta do.
he was trying to stop it before somebody died, because he could see that it was getting out of hand. Like,
Well,
it was getting wild.
I don't think it was a problem with him calling the cops, but after watching, remembering what happened at the party, I don't think it was big enough a scene for the cops to be called.
Why couldn't he just leave? If he didn't like it or he felt like he was unsafe, he should have just left.
I feel like he was trying to protect his friends. It was getting out of hand. It's not like, okay, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation because I want to save myself. It's, okay, I see Reggie, this person that is in my friend group. I don't want him to keep getting harassed, because right now there's these 2 white guys getting up in his face. This other one is like instigating everything, saying like, yeah, he's saying that you're racist, bro. And it just kept on going up like that. So it's like, I want to just dampen the situation.
I just feel like he wasn't in the wrong for calling the cops.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he was in the wrong at all.
He was in the wrong. But I don't think the cops need to be called for that specific situation. I feel like 2 people could have jumped in and been like, listen, stop this. I don't think the situation was like escalated to the point where cops needed to be there. But I don't think he was wrong for calling the cops.
Yeah, I think the better question for this part is at the beginning of the Gabe episode 7. I think his name is Al. Al came up and he said, when everyone is in the room together talking, like debriefing about what happened, Al said, I want to know who the person was that called the cops.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we all agree Gabe didn't do anything wrong calling the cops. But should he have spoken up about it earlier? When everyone's like, I want to know who called the cops, should he have been like, I did it. That was me.
No. Everybody was in the heat of the moment. So if he would have said anything, it would have caused.
That's what I was saying. I was having this conversation with someone else, and they're like, he should have said something. But
yeah, like if you, I mean, to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like he did tell. What's Sam's friend?
What, you said Joel?
I think that was in
Yeah,
there.
I heard. Well, he should have told, at least, Ben told Sam.
Yeah, but like you think about it, like
Man, I mean, that was that scene.
Why he didn't
In that room, that scene was the next morning. We know that the night that it happened, Sam was banging on Reggie's door all night, so he didn't really have time to talk to her. So
but even like
He could have apologized to Reggie though. He could have went.
Reggie is too broken at that time. Reggie's gonna be like, you called the cops, you did all this, just like how he did when they all found out.
He saw how Sam like got mad about the situation.
She found out about it like through
That's enough.
Yeah.
Through the article.
Through the article that Lionel wrote.
And he didn't tell her, so it was like, dang, you ain't even tell me.
But that's because like he know like she's deep into it. So like
he did know, yeah.
So like it would break her to know that he called the cops.
Yeah. So it's tricky, right?
Yeah, he's not wrong, but it's just
For not saying anything, he's not wrong.
I don't think that was the right time. Like,
Yeah,
It wasn't the right time.
There wasn't the right time. And when she did find out, he's sitting there saying like, I was trying to wait for the right time, and I understand that.
I'm just saying he wasn't. Yes, he should have, told her, but like I was saying, I understand why he didn't. Like, if he really felt like he was gonna lose everything, that's the reason not to tell. Like somebody something. But it is what it is. I mean,
And then he already had the whole like all these fantasies spinning around in the back of his head about her and Reggie. Trying to push her further away at that point.
Yeah. Well, also, I think something that would be interesting is knowing what he said to the cops. Like, how did you describe the situation? Like, how did you describe the scene?
They did play it. I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't warranting that.
It wasn't warranting that.
That was the whole point of Lionel's article, was that like this phone call, we didn't need all that. We didn't need these guns. We didn't need to react like this, because he was just like, hey, something's going down here. Like, can you guys send a couple guys?
Well, here's a point I also want to make. Why didn't Lionel... Well, it was written in Lionel's article, but just knowing how people work, people have selective reading, selective vision, selective hearing at times.
Yeah.
So people are going to see something and latch onto that one idea and kind of run with it.
Yeah.
A lot of times. So Lionel had the position and the power at the time to stand up during that situation and say, I don't think it was necessarily wrong for this person to call the cops, but I think it was wrong for what the cops did.
Yeah, I agree. But my excuse for that is Lionel as a character he's
Soft.
awkward and soft, and he doesn't really think about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
True. But he does end up saying it though. He says that to Gabe.
He said it to Gabe after everything happened. And he like found Gabe one-on-one, but he's not going to say that in front of everybody.
True.
Yeah.
That's Lionel for you.
But I guess since we already talked about Reggie putting his arm around Sam, so the last thing that I want to say about this episode is Gabe and Sam saying I love you for the first time, I'm assuming, is what it seemed like in the episode. And then the morning after Sam saying that we're honest with each other.
Lies.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, nah, that was ridiculous.
That was horrible.
Sam played too many games.
She did.
Wow.
That was horrible.
But I mean, I can say this. At least it seems like Sam actually really cares about him.
yeah, at the end of everything, like Sam does.
It seems like she just want to spare his feelings. But I mean, it's.
She won't.
But
No,
the way because she didn't want to tell him that. I think she wanted to spare his feelings, but I still think it was what she did is incredibly wrong.
That fear of being with a white, male like her.
I think that's over
her
now.
image.
I think that's over. But what were you gonna say
Anymore? Oh.
when Ryan was talking? What were you gonna say? Go for it.
I totally forgot.
Go for it. You didn't forget.
It will come back to me. I forgot.
All right.
It was about not sparing her feelings. You didn't think she wanted to spare his feelings?
Not necessarily.
So what was it?
Like, she just do everything her way. Like I feel like she's just very self motivated. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's more of a.
I see that as well.
Sam and Sam, so if it benefits her, she's gonna be happy.
Right.
True. Yeah, I think actually, I kind of agree with that. If it's good for her, then she'll be happy.
Okay.
That's the way it kind of seemed. Because she was definitely in the wrong. Like, and then what she said on top of it is even worse. Like, she told him, "I love you," and then said, "We're always honest." That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Really bad. After knowing what she did, so I don't know.
Honestly.
And honestly, if she did really care for him, she probably would have been like, I don't know. She probably would have told him off rip as soon as he said, "I love you." But who knows? She was just like, "This is a good situation. It's going well for me."
It's tricky, but I guess it's just like, it's just like when Gabe didn't say that he called the cops. It's like, is that the right time to say it?
Oh yeah.
Is the timing off?
But Gabe,
that was a hard butt. That was a hard. That was Ryan did not like that.
Yeah, no, Gabe calling the cops. I don't think he could have realized the escalation that would have happened. Like, I don't think that wasn't warranted. That wasn't a given. That was going to happen.
Yeah, it is very different.
That wasn't a given. That was going to happen.
Situations.
But to his point, they both are relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like they both would change the whole thing if the other person found out. So in a sense, they kind of have that same.
Okay,
effect.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
That episode was too much for me. That episode. All right, but
frustrating.
Yeah. So the next episode, Lionel's episode. What did you guys think about that?
Lionel is, I don't know. Lionel is, I don't know how to explain him. Like what he did to his roommate was like kind of overboard.
Yeah, I think that was very, very. I didn't like that at all. Mm-hmm. That made me not like Lionel at all.
Mm-hmm. Like, are you talking about the article?
Yeah. Because why would you do that? Like,
yeah,
I understand that he wanted a one-on-one interview, but like, Troy had been drinking and they were talking. I felt like they were talking at friends at that point. Mm-hmm. And he kind of took everything and remembered. He was thinking about all this personal stuff he told him, and he wrote it in an article.
Yeah,
I would be mad. I'd be very mad.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that's not okay.
I mean, I don't think his article really portrayed Troy in a bad light. Though.
It didn't, but I don't think that's not.
It didn't, but it's still like information.
But it is something that people like to hear. Like, okay, this person is like of this higher status in quotes,
right,
and someone that everyone looks up to, but they go through stuff too. They still have issues with their parents. They still feel just like everyone else does, and all of these things.
That was the goal, I think.
That was the goal of the article.
Yeah.
I agree, but I think he could have gotten that information. Like, it felt like he got that information in a sneaky way. It felt like Troy didn't want people to know that. Mm-hmm. He published it,
he
even though
like easily just asked Troy like.
The difference is though that he wasn't going out to the bar with Troy with the intent of, I'm about to get Troy drunk, and I'm gonna get him to spill all this stuff. And I'm
kind of did.
He wasn't going out with that intent.
Kind.
See, no, I agree with that, but I just feel like he could have. I feel like Troy. Because I feel like at that point they become good enough friends where Troy would have given him that information if he just asked.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessary for him to take it take it without Troy's permission. Like, not everybody. Like, if I were to tell you something that I'm going through, and then you wrote it and published it in a school article, I'd be incredibly mad at you. That's something that me and you talked about. That's not for everybody else to know. Now, if you asked me and you said you were going to write an article on it, and I was cool with it, I think that'd be fine. Everybody can know that, but
why did like Troy really didn't retaliate after he wrote all of that? All he said was, "We gonna talk."
Yeah, they didn't really ever talk, did they?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's stuff in the show that
didn't Troy take it as his dad was now loving him?
Yeah, but he still said that he wanted to talk. I guess other things just happened because they had the what was it, an AP meeting or something
Yeah.
that they went to, and a bunch of stuff happened there. So, yeah, I guess other things happened, and the whole Lionel situation was kind of demoted.
What else happened in that Lionel episode?
I know.
I mean, that was the big thing.
Yeah.
Just
The article.
the article and how he got the article.
Well, I think that episode also foreshadowed him actually standing up for himself and speaking, because he always seemed to be the type of person that he'd hide behind his pen, and he would never. Like I said earlier, he had the platform to be able. He wrote the article and he could have stood up and spoke and said, "I don't think it was wrong for Gabe to call." Well, he didn't know. Did he know it was Gabe at the time? I don't know, but he could have said. He could have stood up and said, "I don't think it was wrong that he called the cops, but I do think what happened, how the police escalated the situation, was wrong. I don't think the cops being called was wrong, because the cops are there. They're supposed to come and protect us. If things get out of hand, they're supposed to come and protect us, not shove a gun in somebody's face."
Yeah.
That's true.
So I felt like he could have stood up and said that, and I think this episode was really him foreshadowing him actually getting up and standing and speaking on what he needed to speak, because it always seemed like he would hide behind his pen.
Okay. Just thinking about it, something that I think this episode did for Lionel is, I think he separated his vision of Troy from being like someone that I admire, someone that I guess I'm infatuated with and I idolize, to Troy being just a normal person. So just like how when he wrote that article trying to say that Troy was normal, I think he was writing it just as much for himself as he was everybody else, because like his editor, I don't know what else to call him, the editor was like, after him and Troy went to the bar, he's like, you know he's straight, right? He's always gonna be straight. So I think this episode showed Lionel separating his ideas of him and Troy ever being in a situation where they have a relationship.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
That is true.
Yeah, because first 5 episodes, it kind of seemed like Lionel saw Troy as like a Superman.
Yeah.
It made it seem like he was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. But also at the same time, Lionel is kind of a creepy guy.
Smelling boxers and stuff. I was just like, is this dude serious?
That was creepy.
Yeah, much, bro.
Troy was sleeping in bed and Lionel just kind of
Like, what's
got all
up?
cozy. All right, so episode 9 was the Coco episode.
I don't like Coco either.
Coco.
I don't like anybody in the show.
I don't really like anybody in the show either.
Actually, that's a lie. I like Joelle. She's
Coco's
cool.
beautiful to me,
She
but I
can
don't
be
like her as a
Yeah,
person.
she is, but I don't know what to think of her no more.
She's not a nice person.
I don't know.
I think her and Sam are similar in ways. I think her and Sam are similar in ways. Then
they both.
they're both kind of like.
Self-motivated.
I don't necessarily think Sam realizes she's kind of power hungry, but I feel like she's power hungry, and then Coco is definitely power hungry, and she's all about being power hungry. But I don't think Sam necessarily realizes that she's power hungry. She does a lot of things to benefit Sam, and doesn't necessarily think about people's feelings around her. And Coco's the same exact way. It's all about Coco. It's all about Sam. So I think they're similar, but they go about it in different ways.
This is a town hall episode, right?
No. Actually,
No, the town hall episode is the last.
That's the last
one.
episode?
That's the last one.
Okay.
Okay, this is alright. I can answer. Alright, I'm good.
This is the one where she breaks up with
Yeah.
Troy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Troy breaks up with her.
well,
And this
they
is where they actually go to the
technically
meeting.
didn't break
Yeah,
up because
but
Troy
they
said they
still
never
were-
was together.
Yeah.
Right. That was wild.
Troy was brave for that. He was.
It is what it is.
I wouldn't consider it a breakup. Like, he really tried it. Like,
He did.
Oh man.
I do think. So from Coco's episode, my biggest takeaway from it is I think she's the way she is because of where she came from. I feel like I think we talked about this in the first episode of
Yeah.
the podcast.
I know
think
we talked a lot about Coco.
I think we talked about how Coco kind of, it motivates her to get out of her situation. She's from the south side of Chicago. She's from the hood. It motivates her to get out of there. So every tip that she's been given to get out the hood has come from her mentor, who kind of seems we didn't get much of him, but he kind of seemed like a pompous. Like he thinks that he was giving her good ideas, but he was giving. It felt like he was feeding into like you gotta use people.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's necessarily right. So I think that's like growing up. She was taken from like a young age and like, listen, this is how you're gonna get out. You're gonna use everybody, and I feel like that's just how she is now, and that's why she does all the things that she does.
But even with that, they had the book that I'm assuming her mentor made her write that book with the goals. And the first one was like get into Winchester, and then the second one was find the one, not just find any man, find the one.
The one, my bad.
And I mean, she didn't check that, but
Right, yeah.
yeah. So, what do you guys think about her not checking that? I think
that just shows you that like she's using Troy to be honest, because like she feels like he's not the one, so she's just.
I mean, I think at some point she did like what she had. Like
I thought she did too.
Like she was enjoying it. I mean, but
I feel like she started enjoying it more when like his dad invited
lost
her.
herself in it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Didn't she say when that episode where it showed where they met, didn't she like say a bunch of negatives about Troy too? She said like he was the leader of this, leader of that. Besides his grades being terrible.
It wasn't good.
Use them, right? Like I thought she was plotting on how she was going to use them or something like that for her.
Pretty much. That's what it seemed like.
That's what it did seem like.
So I think, but she lost herself in it when she really like got attached to him.
Yeah, but I'm also not sure like how attached that she got, because there's times where I'm like, okay, Coco is in this. She wants to be with Troy.
I mean, if you talk about having kids while you're having sex, that's, you know what I mean, and
that's also just her planning.
And,
like,
yeah, that's also her
being manipulative.
Like, her being just who she is.
But she was in the moment.
Yeah,
like,
that was all in the moment. Like,
yeah, true, you're right. But honestly, I think she's human at the time, and she probably did, because she did cry when she found out that he was having the affair.
Yeah,
so she definitely did catch feelings for him.
Back and cried. Right.
Yeah, you're right.
She did catch feelings.
She did.
Yeah. So I definitely think she did feel something for him on the way to using him, and that's probably what made her do what she did in the last episode, because she really was evil in that last episode.
Yeah, because when she walked away after the breakup, she had that evil smirk on her face. Like, she recovered too quickly and started plotting too quick.
Exactly.
Like,
she was like,
"Yeah, woke up back up to what she originally
was."
So it was like, oh, you know, so snap. Let me get back together.
Yeah, but she was like getting interested in him. She was like, I can't believe I took my hair out for you or something like that.
Yeah, you're gonna be nothing.
Right. She even went.
She went natural for him.
Man.
Yeah, that's.
I still couldn't tell whether it was like natural hair or not.
It was not. It was her hair. Yeah. It was way. It was different than like the hair she had on before.
It was different. Yes, but that.
No, I'm telling you, I know it was different, bro. It was her hair, bro. Cause she even said it. She was like, "I got rid of my hair for you." Like,
she did.
Yeah, I know. But I was saying,
she was gonna be president.
Did the show actually use natural hair?
Natural hair.
Make it look like it was natural.
I ain't looked that deeply into the hair.
Alright. It's not that serious. It's not that serious.
like really not. I was just.
Alright. Alright, let's jump into the final episode.
A lot happened.
A lot, yeah. Fast.
Not a lot of closure though.
Not at all.
No.
My biggest problem with that episode is Troy went to jail, and then they kind of just like forgot about it.
Forgot about it.
Troy went to jail.
Bye, Troy. Scandal's on.
Yeah, that was it. Like,
Sam said he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, Sam, he's gonna be okay, and then we never saw or heard from Troy again. His dad was crying, so his dad. That foreshadow happened.
He came out screaming,
right.
"Please don't shoot."
Troy, even though
tears going down his eyes.
Because then, you know, in the previous episodes, he said, "Oh, my son."
This is when it happened to my son.
And it happened.
I raised him.
And it happened right there.
Right to him. That's sad.
It happened right there.
You guys feel like the cop was like actually getting ready to pull his gun out?
I don't even understand why he was pulling his gun.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was.
Like,
I don't even understand why he unclipped it.
They had him in handcuffs and everything.
But Troy was like moving out of
Yeah, he was saying, "Get off me."
resisting
Yeah, but I almost feel like that.
But he was.
It wasn't enough.
He was the
That was
tank.
too dramatic. His arms are by his back. He's
gun.
like, get off me, get off
I'm
me.
not saying it's enough to pull a gun, but nowadays,
I mean, maybe a taser.
anything is enough now. So you have to, not do anything. Really.
Like there were
True.
3 officers there. Like
Yeah,
two officers
they had
had their
him under
hands
control.
on
They
Troy,
had him.
and the third one's like, okay, let me pull out my gun now. Like
if
shoot
you
him.
can't restrain him, you don't need to be.
You don't need to be an officer.
Have on badge. Like that's it. You need to give that badge up.
Agreed.
But he did come out the building really like terrified.
yeah,
He did.
Please don't shoot.
Thought he
His
was gonna
first,
lose his son.
his first response was "Don't shoot." That said something.
that's also
shows that he
really
actually
sad
loves
that
his-
Yeah.
His son.
he's coming out. He just sees his son handcuffed, and his first thing to say is, "Don't shoot." Like it shouldn't be that drastic. Like, hey, let's talk. Maybe we don't have to take him to jail. Not, please don't kill him.
Well, I mean, I think they made it that drastic because it actually shows that he has feelings. Because the entire show, I don't remember his name, but the
But,
dean, it seemed like he didn't have feelings at all.
No feelings at all.
And it also
Zero
shows
feelings.
that he knows what type of like,
Oh, yeah.
world that
Exactly.
We are
that
in.
man.
He's not completely.
are in. He's just been acting like he's
It doesn't exist.
above it.
Yeah.
But he knows what world he's in. And it's evident there.
Like even when they first tried to meet with him after like the first incident that happened with Reggie, he didn't even want to be at the meeting. He was like, "Oh, Troy's not here. No, Reggie's not here. So
Let's leave.
let's leave." Basically,
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about all the other protests taking place?
that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
The binge drinking one.
Black
That was
Lives Matter, so do blue.
Yeah, that was. I thought those were funny, especially the one with Thane's death. Like, I don't even understand why they were protesting for that. Like, Thane got binge drinked. He got super drunk from him drinking himself, and then decided to jump off of wherever, and he died.
Yeah.
Nobody decided to stop him. So I mean, that's not really. I don't know. I just found that incredibly funny.
It's just a weird part of the show entirely, huh?
Yeah.
The whole.
Fame. They keep breaking him up too.
So they was protesting that because he died.
Yeah, they don't binge drink because Thane died, and they kept bringing him up. I think the show used that kind of like to bring that up in like protest against all the Black Power stuff, like
Yeah.
the black. What
So,
we're
like,
feeling
when,
against,
like,
but Thane
All
died.
stuff they be doing.
Yeah.
So like when Black Lives Matter like basically had like
Yeah, they were like, but Thane died, and nobody's talking about it. It's like, but
Yeah. Right.
side
Yeah.
conversations.
Distraction.
yes,
That's all it is.
exactly. But what about the whole actual town hall meeting and how they revealed? Do you guys think that's kind of like similar to?
Lionel.
I feel he did, but I feel like I think it was definitely over exaggerated, but like the way they described how the town hall was gonna work, like, because do you guys feel like town halls actually work in college? Like, do you like they had a set plan? They had a set plan where like they were gonna only ask certain people, where like barely like some really small insignificant questions were asked.
I feel like that's exactly how town halls work at our school.
And
I remember, like, my first fall here, going to one, and there weren't any real questions.
it was like that.
So you think it's already pre-planned, basically?
I don't think it's pre-planned to the extent. I just feel like people who actually have, I mean, it could be pre-planned. I just feel like people who actually have something to say don't show up to those, or people who should actually be there don't show up to.
Yeah.
Don't show up to those. So, but I thought it was interesting how they had a plan set in place so that nothing serious would be asked and all the questions would be easily. And then Lionel stood up and actually,
How did you guys feel about Coco like locking Troy out and like taking over the show?
I mean,
part of her evil plan?
yeah, she seen her chance and she did it. And she
She
took
went
it.
for it. She went for it. She always, but she always said that she wanted to be the next student body president. So she thought she thought like, I can get a head start right now by doing this. If faculty's on my side, then I can get a faculty to convince the student body to vote for me. I think that was her thought process on that.
All right, so closing it out, with how the show ended, you guys were saying that you don't think there's going to be a second season.
I don't know what it could be about. Like
I mean, there's a
But
lot
then
of stuff that they need to touch on, like what happened to Troy. You can't just leave it at that.
Yeah, Troy's like that was actually aggravating that they didn't said nothing at all about Troy. Troy got arrested. That was the climax, the biggest part of the episode. Dad's crying, and then he's gonna be okay, and then we're watching that
Troy
show
was in
again.
position in the first place. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
We have Sam and Coco becoming friendly again.
Yeah.
These are two power-hungry people. What happens when they get together? What
That's
does Dear
true.
White People
They were-
become after that?
They were both in a low spot, so I guess that's something they had in common. They're both in the lowest point.
And you know how Sam loves to take advantage of low spots.
Yeah,
I mean, they both do. They both do.
they both do.
They both do. So
They both
that's
do.
an interesting, thing to see what happens after that.
It is.
overall, like, I like the show. Like, overall. It was
yeah,
a very
it
good
was-
show.
It was a good show.
I
It
binge
was.
watched it, so, like,
It was a good start, so I like it.
I thought it was good.
it was different. Now, I know you guys probably touched on this on your last episode, but, like,
Yeah, because you watched it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're funny now. All right, check this out. So, like, how would you guys feel like if there was a show called Dear Black People?
There's a show called
Would that be
Dear
racist?
Black People. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at a show just because of its title. It would depend.
People could think that Dear White People is racist, but like if they haven't watched it and got to Gabe's episode, they even touch on a lot of things that white people say. Like they're frustrated.
Yeah.
Like Gabe was frustrated that he couldn't say, it's not just because this person is black. Or just because this person's white that they got it, or just because this person's black that they didn't get it. Maybe it's because that they actually earned it. Maybe they were the best person for the job. So I feel like the show actually did touch on a lot of the things that, well, at least that episode touched on a lot of the things that white people felt.
This show wasn't at all just a middle finger to white people. Like, like Aisha was talking about it the last episode where they talk a lot about things that black people do too, and how we discriminate against ourselves. So, I think it's a show that everyone needs to watch. And
I do
that's not
too. I do too.
what your topic was, but it is something that everyone needs to watch and something that everyone can learn from.
Now, if there was a show called Dear Black People, it would have to be, depending on what they're talking about in the show.
Like, the same show was, like, reversed.
The same.
I mean,
show.
but
Like, flipped.
But what is...
We live.
Honestly, the just the concept of the same show but reversed just doesn't work, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It just
I mean,
doesn't, it doesn't work. Like, there's no
It's kind
way.
of life though. Like it's kind of.
Yeah, it just
It is.
doesn't work.
You say it's life?
It's life right now.
Like if they can write a script, a compelling script, and be like, yeah, this is why it's called Dear
for-
Black People, I'll be like, all right,
Okay.
well played.
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, right?
in our state, anything can happen.
Agreed.
Anything can happen in our state.
That's true.
So I mean, like, yeah, I don't think you could really flip it. Like, I just can't see. I can't see the same show but flipped.
It would take a bold person to have to try to flip that shit.
Yeah, you'd have to find something really. Like, I can't even think of anything. Like, what is? Because the whole premise of this.
It was the idea, bro.
Yeah, no, I just can't think of it. I just can't.
Willie's like, stop beating me up, please. I just wanted to talk about something. Yeah. Any closing remarks from anybody? You're all good? You're all
Oh,
good?
well, dude. Would you like me to bring this up now? Oh, it's just a real last question. So, you know how they have a Blackish spinoff called College-ish now? I feel like
Is
it's
it called College-ish?
College-ish, and it's kind of the same. It goes off the same idea as Dear White People. So, do you feel like just everybody's trying to kind of just
I mean, I guess they had that plan before Dear White People came out.
the College-ish?
Colleges. I mean, at least the Dear White People show.
Isn't anything to write home about. So I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
but
sure of it.
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that in a later episode.
All right.
I'll write that down in the notes. But yeah, thank you for joining us. This has been the second episode of our show, the Black Experience Podcast. I've been your host, Jordan Jones.
Nate.
Thank you for having me. And I'm Willie.
Bye, everybody. I'm Ryan.
All right, but one last thing. for next episode, I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball. Instead of what I had planned to watch before, we're gonna do the first 5 episodes of Master of None. I binge watched that this past weekend.
Good show.
I'm really looking forward to talking about that.
Master.
Are we talking about season 1 or 2? Just the entire thing?
The first 5 episodes of season 1.
Aziz.
Season 1?
Aziz.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari.
It's a good show.
But yeah, thanks for watching or listening. We'll see you next week.